moment that Dragon Ball Super fans have been waiting for. After weeks of teasing, brand new images making their way onto the internet, and an epic preview from last week's episode. In this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super, we finally get to learn that Yajirobe is alive in the future! Okay, in all seriousness, let's get the Dawn fan out of the room. What's really awesome about this week's episode? A little thing called Super Saiyan Rose. The new colored hair on the block. Black, gold, blue, and pink. It's all here and more in this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Where do I even start with this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? What a fantastic freaking episode. Not only was it action-packed and Vegeta got to be a complete badass in this one, but we finally got to see Super Saiyan Rose, the brand new form of Goku Black, which they have been teasing for weeks, months. It's been insane waiting for this thing to finally appear, and does it pay off? Well, I have to say yes. Not only is it just a cosmetic change, but Black seems to have some brand new abilities which are associated with this thing, like being able to actually transform his ki into a physical blade, which he uses to impale Vegeta in this episode, quite possibly killing him, although let's face it, the Prince of All Saiyans is not going down that easy. Despite that, Black and the Super Saiyan Rose form looks awesome. You know, you would think that pink hair would not make him look as cool. It worked for Link in A Link to the Past. Maybe it's gonna work perfect here for Black. What I will say is I love the dark purple aura that appears around him, and the fact that he's just incredibly destructive and powerful, maybe even more so than Super Saiyan Blue. He easily goes toe-to-toe with Vegeta in this episode, going as far as to allowing Vegeta to actually hurt him. And then, with one swift kick, he just completely takes over. And that kick was freaking awesome. Oh, and he didn't even go Super Saiyan Rose yet. All I know is Super Saiyan Rose is cool. When he actually is like fully powered up and has the aura going around him, his hair is almost shimmering in white. It's very interesting. I can't wait to see more of this in action, and we're not going to have to wait long because in next week's episode, he's going to be throwing down with Goku. Now that Vegeta's out of commission, it's definitely going to be Goku versus Black. We even get the beginnings of their battle in this episode right here. But their battle is interrupted. There's a scene where Black is getting ready to unleash a massive superpowered Kamehameha, which he has directly aimed at Goku's face, which also happens to be right next to the frickin' planet, so he could potentially just destroy everything. I don't know if that's his overall plan, as he simply wants to sort of destroy all of life on the planet and rebuild it from scratch, but it's hard to tell what his true motives are, especially because at the end of the episode, the biggest shocking moment happens when suddenly we see the arrival of Zamasu the Kaioshin. That is right. Apparently they are two separate beings altogether, and they are a duo of pure evil. And you know what? That's refreshing as hell to have two villains like this. Now, clearly there's still a big connection between these two characters. The Potara earrings, the fact that they're both wearing a single green one. And I just don't know. I still feel that there might be some sort of spiritual or physical connection between these two that make them the same being, and there's a reason that they're split up, but it's really hard to say the least. Obviously, it seems as if Zamasu is like the evil master of Black, and he's taught him everything that he knows, and he's sort of assimilated the power of all of these superpowered warriors that they've come across. It's just, what is a being from Universe 10 doing in Future Trunks' timeline? How is he associated with Black? This is what makes this villain so unique when compared to a lot of the villains from Dragon Ball's past. I kind of compare it to Cell, and that's an easy comparison because that also involves Future Trunks and time travel, but the vibe that I'm getting from it is just freaking awesome. I love it. It just sends chills down my spine, and it allows me to appreciate these villains not just because they're freaking cool looking and have superpowers, but because they have an intriguing backstory as well. Dragon Ball Super, you're pulling off this arc fantastically. I can't wait to see more. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super? How do I love this episode? Let me count the ways. Even the first half of the episode, which was pretty much all devoted to Trunks and Mai having a reunion, yes, it definitely was going to happen, she was going to be okay. She continues to be like the Sarah Connor of that timeline, just a badass chick saving everyone. Hell, even Vegeta decides to show his nice side in this episode when he brings out these capsules, which are filled with all of this amazing food that they can give to the survivors. Speaking of which, that scene at the end of last week's episode, which left us at a cliffhanger where Goku was about to be bombarded with all of these bombs and attacks from those other soldiers, didn't do shit. Trunks got in the way and knocked him out, and then he told him, no, he's cool, he's with me, despite the fact that he looks like the harbinger of death, everything is fine. But really, this episode is all about Super Saiyan Rose. I mean, it is definitely going to be the talk of the week. Everybody's going to be at the water cooler this week. Yo, bro, you see the Super Saiyan Rose? I saw the Super Saiyan Rose. It was freaking awesome. It's amazing that they could take a pink ability and make it so badass. But then again, this is Dragon Ball. Remember Majin Buu? He was pink as shit. He was Patrick Star levels of pink. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of that pink in this upcoming episode, which I cannot wait to see. And I think it's made even better by the fact that Zamasu is there. I'm still so interested to see what their full backstory is. I mean, obviously Zamasu is going through with his plan with destroying all forms of humanity that decide to go to war with each other. Maybe he's just going to completely wipe the slate clean. What is interesting is that he's so powerful now. I mean, he could possibly be at Beerus and Whis level powers. I'm really interested to see what, like, the hierarchy of gods are like in future Trunks' timeline. There could be a very big difference there. Hell, who knows what that could mean for actual Zeno? Could Goku actually call Zeno to this timeline with that weird little button that he has? That would be insane. I think it would be kind of an ass pull because they would call upon the most powerful being in the universe to take down Black and Zamasu, but still, I think it would be an interesting thing to throw into the mix. That being said, I want to see more of Goku battling against Black, and it looks like that Trunks is going to be throwing down with Zamasu in next week's episode, so we're going to be getting twice the amount of action, which is freaking awesome, because the fact that they're separate beings just opens up the possibility for more cool shit and more awesome abilities, and seeing how a Kaioshin really fights. Maybe this explains why Black has this key and why he has this fighting style and has the time ring. He's been taught by Zamasu everything that he's known. And what happened to Gowas? Is he dead? I mean, did he really die before Yajirobe? I have to admit, I really loved seeing Yajirobe in this episode. It's really funny and it speaks a lot for the survival of his character because he's been through some serious shit. As long as the planet's not going to explode in any way, I think Yajirobe will always find a way to escape from danger and get his meal. So what more can I say? This week's episode was awesome. It had some fantastic action, amazing atmosphere, and some great build-up, and a massively awesome cliffhanger that's just got me so excited for the next episode. Dragon Ball fans, check this one out. You owe it to yourself. It's not just another palette swap. It's a cool, kick-ass power-up for Black, and it makes him unique, especially with that cool sword ability. Man, I cannot wait to see the next episode, and you should be excited too. I'm giving this one right here a 5 out of 5. I love this one as a Dragon Ball fan. This was probably the most unique and badass episode of Dragon Ball Super thus far. I still feel that Goku's battle with Hit was probably my favorite fight from the series, but that could definitely change coming up soon. There were a lot of great moments from this episode, and the fact that Zamasu is here means we're just going to be getting twice the amount of action, so let's just strap ourselves in for excitement, guys. There it is, my thoughts on this week's epic episode, the Super Saiyan Rose introduction in Dragon Ball Super. If any of you did watch this week's episode, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. What did you think of the brand new Super Saiyan Rose form? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you like any of the abilities that are associated with it? Did you have a favorite scene from this episode? And what's the deal with Zamasu appearing at the very end of this week's episode? What is the connection between these two characters? And what do you want to see from the rest of the future Trunks arc? And the Kick-Ass Awards go to you guys for watching this review. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button with your Kamehameha Blast and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be able to see all of our latest Dragon Ball Super reviews, as well as my reviews on other anime and manga series. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!